Hi everyone, my name is John Britton, and this past year I joined the Alzheimer's Society of Nova Scotia as the new CEO. As we are all well aware, the world looks a little different right now, and that's why we're bringing this year's annual report to you, our valued stakeholders, in a new format. Please join me as we look back on another successful year for our society. Our focus, as always, is ensuring that we are here to support Nova Scotians on the dementia journey, both those with a diagnosis and their families, friends and other care partners, and we have offered more opportunities than ever before. We've seen a 5% increase in calls to our Infoline service. We've seen a 17% increase in referrals to our services from healthcare providers, and we've also seen a 33% increase in public awareness presentations, and that's only the beginning. But that success would not be possible without the incredible support of our donors and funders. We are grateful for our continued impactful partnership with government and of course for the over $1 million that we must fundraise annually to make our work possible. But we really couldn't do it without you, our supporters, and we are thrilled to honour our donors on our website. You can check out the link for all content related to this annual report. But what exactly did you make possible? Well, where do we start? Well, I think we should start with the countless comments that we receive from our programme participants that really do show the impact of our services. Darlene Carey is a caregiver in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Darlene told us,
I attended an Alzheimer's Society education session where a gentleman shared his connection with dementia. During the session, he spoke so positively. That program was the wake-up call I needed. It changed how I saw this disease. It was important for us to realize that this was not a disease to conquer alone. There was help there for us. The Alzheimer's Society was waiting for our call.
That call went directly to one of our highly trained staff on our info line. That's our confidential telephone support service. In the past year alone, there were almost 1,000 first-time callers to Infoline. Between new calls and our return calls, 2,898 total calls were made. That's a lot of support. In addition to outreach efforts, we celebrated our first full year of providing our You First training program. This is a person-centered approach that acknowledges the role of multiple disciplines in the care of people with dementia in long-term care and home care, and our participants include personal care support workers, custodial staff, dietary employees, and many, many more who work in long-term care and home care to support people with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. When we asked what participants enjoyed most about the workshop, we discovered that participants appreciated being recognised and included in the education process, and therefore being well positioned to be able to work with their team to find the right care solution for each resident. Another key focus this past year has been ensuring that we are accessible to all communities. Dementia affects all populations, and as a society we put personhood at the centre of all that we do. We recognise that individuals and communities have the right to equity in all aspects of life, including healthcare. This year, we continued our work to ensure diversity, equity and inclusion is part of who we are as a society. We expanded our reach to communities experiencing barriers to equitable healthcare, including First Nations, Francophone and New Canadians, and we did this by delivering over 25 community-specific presentations. A major piece of work we undertook this year was a partnership with the Health Association of African Canadians to facilitate dementia education in Black communities across Nova Scotia and adapt an education session to explore the needs of people of African ancestry who live with dementia in our province. S. Davis Murdoch, the association's co-president and founding member, told us,
We would like to commend the Alzheimer's Society of Nova Scotia for moving forward with the African Nova Scotian Dementia Initiative, which clearly addresses a health need.
One of our absolute highlights of the year, and mainly because we get to see so many of you, was our 2019 IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's event. We held 4 successful walks with over 1,000 walkers in total in Halifax, Sydney, Truro and Wolfville. Linda Bird, who's our Director of Programs and Services, kindly shares why the walk is so important and why she's so passionate about the cause.
I walk to be a part of the visual support for people living with dementia and their families. We know that a diagnosis of dementia can cause family and friends to fade away over time. Getting together for the walk with hundreds of others let people know that there is support from many different fronts and we care, and that's uplifting.
Thank you, Linda. Something else that's uplifting is that late in 2019, an awareness campaign was launched to help us reach even more Nova Scotians on the dementia journey. We called this awareness campaign We Need to Talk, and the goal of the campaign was to get Nova Scotians talking about the disease and contacting us sooner. We are thrilled to report that our campaign was a huge success, and we reached more Nova Scotians than ever before through social media, television commercials, and online advertising. So as you can see, we've had a busy year, but none of this could be achieved without sustainable funding. Here's a quick snapshot of how our activities were funded this last year. 44% of funding is provided via our government sources. 5% of funding comes from programs and services and in-house activities such as membership. And a whopping 51% of all of our revenue comes from you via donations and fundraising events. As you can see, we rely on numerous activities and initiatives to carry out our work. You will find more detail in our financial statements on the annual report page of our website using this link. So here we are at the end of yet another successful year, but we could not do it without you. To our clients who remind us every single day why we do the work that we do, thank you. To those of you who have volunteered, partnered, donated to, showed up at, or supported our many events and fundraisers throughout the year, thank you. Our society continues to be here for you because of you. Thank you sincerely for your support. As we establish our new normal, in the face of the challenges that 2020 continues to bring us, now more than ever we need to talk about dementia. The sooner we talk, the sooner we can help. On behalf of our entire team, thank you, and we'll see you next year.